is Christina Sorenson. I am graduating next week, spring 2013. I'm getting a bachelor's in psychology and a bachelor's in sociology. Well, I've always been interested in why people do things, what motivates them, in their behavior. And, I started out as a psych major thinking that would clear up a lot of things, and the psych classes seemed very black and white. It was either, it was the individual or it was their parents or something like that, and it didn't really fill in all of the influences that I knew were out there. And I took my first intro class in Soc, and I loved it. I mean, it covered everything that psych didn't, all the gray areas, the politics, the religion, the education system. And my professor hounded me for like 2 years afterwards and was like, hey, you should be a Soc major. Hey, you should be a Soc major. And finally I was like, sure, why not? So I declared a double, and here I am. I went into it thinking that Soc was just social workers and stuff like that, and I knew I didn't want to be a paper pusher. And it was really cool because I found out, I could study, I could just study politics, I could study religion, I could study, the drug culture and all of these other things that, it's so broad that you could pretty much pick anything, any social aspect, and run with it. You can make a career out of it. Well, I'm not really a people person. I don't like public speaking. I've always been very timid as far as putting myself out there. And I got to work down at the Center for Social Research and I was part of a really great group of people, and I made a lot of friends down there. And I started a research project during my senior seminar, took it into my independent study, and completely just, it was like a 6-month project, 2 whole semesters of just writing this one thing. And I got to take it to Indianapolis to the regional conference and present it with 3 tenured professors from all over the country, which is extremely intimidating, but it was cool because they were all really interested in my research. They were asking me a lot of questions. They wanted copies of my paper, and just the idea that something that I was interested in, got everybody else excited too. And, they did care, even though, I'm just an undergraduate and they have like 40 years of experience, but it was neat. Well, I live in Huntington, and they have had a really dramatic rise in prescription drug deaths, overdoses. And, a lot of them were kids I went to high school with, friends and stuff like that. And, nobody was doing anything. And I found that really frustrating because, it was personal to me, and for them it was just another number. And, I started contacting all the, elected people saying, hey, why aren't we doing something? Why don't you do something? Somebody needs to. And I managed to get a hold of a couple good people, and we started a prescription drug task force. So I get to work with the coroner and the chief of police and, the mayor and everybody else, and trying to, save lives and better the community. So I'm starting the master's program at Ball State in the fall, and hopefully from there apply to the PhD program at Purdue, and eventually, maybe if I'm lucky, come back here and teach and do research.